The mysterious neighbor. I moved into a new apartment, and my neighbor next door was always mysterious. Every night, I would hear strange noises coming from his apartment, like whispers or the sound of something moving slowly. One time, I heard a knocking on the wall between our apartments. I knocked lightly in response, and suddenly, I heard someone knocking back from the other side. I quickly opened the door to see who it was, but when I stepped out, I found the apartment next door was locked up with a for rent sign that had been there for months. After discovering that the apartment next door had been vacant for months, I decided to ask the building's caretaker about the mysterious neighbor I had been hearing. The caretaker told me no one has lived in that apartment for a year. The owner died under strange circumstances. I was shocked and couldn't stop thinking about how I had been hearing those noises. That night, I returned to my apartment, sat quietly, and soon the strange noise returned. I decided to knock on the wall again, but this time, the knocking was so loud that the wall itself started to vibrate. Then, I heard a whisper in my ear. Finally, someone heard me. After hearing the whisper, I felt I needed to find out who was knocking on the wall. The next night, I decided to watch the vacant apartment. I stood in front of its door, waiting for any sign of movement. Suddenly, the door creaked open slowly, and I heard footsteps inside the apartment. When I tried to enter, I found the door closing right in front of me. I ran quickly to the caretaker and told him what had happened. He replied, "That apartment? Someone died there a long time ago, and they say his spirit still won't leave the place." After the caretaker told me about the events in the vacant apartment, I felt a growing sense of dread around me. The following night, I decided to wait on the balcony and keep an eye on the apartment. Around 2 a.m., I spotted someone coming out of the vacant apartment and walking towards my door. I stayed where I was when I heard someone knocking on my apartment door. I opened it slowly and found the neighbor I had always heard standing in front of me. However, he wasn't looking at me, he was staring at the ground. He said quietly, "I just wanted someone to hear me." Then, he suddenly disappeared as if he had never been there at all.